The reason that course 2 and this course is highly surrounded by composing clips and making sure all the effects are in there is just for speed ramping. If you were to speed ramp and not pre-compose, it'd be really hard to add effects and to do anything. This is a very big detail that not a lot of people do. So let's go into here and we're going to add the bubble effect. We're going to start it right around here. This is where it slows down, so right around here. It's right around right here. So a little trick I like to do to make sure it's accurate is I'll split this with Control-Shift-D, I'll hide this layer, and I'll check to where that black screen is. So as you can see, it's exactly where I want it to. So this black screen is where I want the effect to start. Control-Z to undo it, Control-Z again to make it one clip, and let's add a marker here. Let's call it Effect Start. So now we're going to add in the rotor brush to do the bubble effect. Instead of Control-C and Control-V, we're going to press Control-D to duplicate this layer. It's just one extra step that saves time. We're going to trim it right here with the Alt left bracket. And now we're going to go to our rotor brush tool, double click our layer, and we're going to zoom in and mask the car out. If you ever have a hard time trying to mask your car out, say if it connects to too much than you want, if it takes too much time to delete all that out, you can also go to the effects and go to propagation, and you can change the search radius. This will make it more fine-tuned. Let's adjust our values again. Feather, I like to keep around 20 to 50. Change this to best. Reduce chatter as high as you can. Let's put our cursor to the end, and then we'll review what it's masking. If this takes a long time, you don't need to go all the way to the end, but put it somewhere in the center so you can review it first. So right here, I already see the wing gets cut off. We're going to make sure that gets masked again. Right here is pretty hard for the rotor brush to mask, which is part of the wing. So option 1 is we take our time and mask that, or you just select all of it and do your best to delete the background. By deleting this area, it adds in a lot of detail to where the bubble effect is. If you don't mask this, you can notice that there's no bubble effect here, but it'll be up here. So do your best to mask as much as you can. Once you're satisfied with how your mask looks, and you reviewed the whole layer, then you can press freeze right here, so you don't have to worry about it loading ever again. Once it's frozen, you'll notice that all this turned purple. Let's exit this layer and go to the pre-composition. Let's press any key to close all this, and now let's duplicate this layer, and now we're going to mess with the bottom layer to do the bubble effects. We're going to go to effects and presets. You can either use the presets or go to turbulent displace. We're going to press P for position. We're not going to be using anchor point because we already have that set up with all the footage, so we're not going to adjust those values. So we'll work with position, which is P. So I'm going to keyframe position, the original position right here. Go into the clip, drag this up. Let's keyframe this bubble as well. So we're going to do amount, size, and evolution. Make sure amount is set at 0 in the beginning. If you don't, you'll see a little bit of it hanging out of the car. Let's click these two keyframes that we set for position. Let's press F9 or Easy Ease right here, so it's a smoother transition. And for the turbulent displace, we're going to press U to view the keyframes, and let's increase the amount and size. For size, we're going to reduce it a little bit. We're going to reduce it so it looks like it's warping. Evolution, we're going to go all the way to the end. We're going to have this go around 3 times. We're going to take this position all the way to the end. Then we're going to bring it up more than what we had before. You can see it starts under the car right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move these keyframes out, and I'm going to easy ease this. For position as well, to uneasy ease it, you're going to select those keyframes, hold control, and click the keyframe. That'll make it back to a linear graph. Since we moved it out, we don't need to easy ease it, and we want one solid motion. Let's see what it looks like, and then let's add more if we need to. We're going to move our frame a little bit more out, since we do want the bubble to be right around here, and we want it to transition while it's still speed ramping. You might need to adjust some of these values. See right here, we're out of frames at the end, and adjust maybe the second keyframe. We're going to go back in our pre-comp and we're going to actually adjust some values. So I decided I'm not going to keyframe the amount or size. I am going to leave it alone since the speed ramp doesn't look good with it. We're also going to make sure we enable motion blur, so while it's moving up, some blurriness to make it look more realistic. I'm going to set the position even higher than it was before to make it look like it's ghosting away. The next effect we're going to add on top of this is called a radial blur. So go up here to the search and look up radial. We'll go down to CC radial fast blur. So this blur will kind of make it look like an explosion. So we're going to keyframe the amount, set it at 0. We're going to go towards the end, and it'll just increase this value to how you like it. I don't want it to go too much, maybe just enough to hit the car. Once you have this keyframe to how you want it, change the zoom from standard to brightest.